tryna see the whole world. I can give you the whole world. To the seed in this world, they telling me my little boy gon' be a whole girl.
Hey, we are here today to bring y'all some holiday cheer. We're really back to be informational about breastfeeding tips, but we're in the holiday spirit. This is going to be helpful for those moms who are currently breastfeeding and notice that their milk supply is decreasing and want to increase it, or for those who are planning on breastfeeding who want to get ahead of the curve. So these are just a couple of different things that you can do to help increase your milk production. First things first, you have to stay hydrated. You're supposed to drink a gallon of water a day. That's a pretty good gauge, especially if you're breastfeeding. As I've talked about before, everything that you consume your baby gets. That includes water. Your baby's not getting anything from anywhere else except you. It's very important that you stay hydrated for not just you, but for your baby as well. The way to be able to tell if your baby's dehydrated is to rub your hand across the top of their head on their soft spot. If it's level with the rest of their head, that means that they're hydrated. If it sinks in, that means that they're dehydrated, so you know that you have to increase your water intake. So whenever you drink water, it takes about 30 minutes for your body to be able to pass it through your breast milk. So try to drink a cup or more of water before you feed your baby, like at least 30 minutes prior to you feeding your baby. So normally I try to get a lot of my water intake when Kaio's asleep, like when I know he's gonna be close to waking up and be hungry again. As I mentioned before, it makes you super thirsty, so you're gonna be extremely thirsty whenever you breastfeed anyways. It's best to have that water handy and ready for whenever you start breastfeeding, because I get thirsty like the second I start feeding him. So I always have my cup full of water right next to me, ready to go. The next thing is to make sure that you're eating. I know how hard it is to remember to eat. A way that's easiest for me to remember to eat is whenever he eats, I eat. Even if it's like a light snack, like a granola bar or a yogurt or some fruit, or vegetables like some carrots or something. It's just something for you to be sure that you ate something for the day, even if it wasn't a large meal. But really, you're supposed to be eating your regular meals and a light snack every time you feed anyways, because you are burning so many calories. So you need to make sure that you're feeding yourself to make up for those calories that are being burned. Some things you can eat to help increase your milk supply is oatmeal, flaxseed, and brewer's yeast. Those are the ingredients that they use to make lactation cookies because they help increase your supply. Eating and consuming your placenta also helps increase your milk supply, which I've talked about in a previous video. Also, taking herbal supplements. So I took herbal supplements throughout my pregnancy instead of taking prenatals. I also take the herbal supplements now as I'm breastfeeding, just to ensure that Kaio's getting those extra supplements as well. So I take sea moss and elderberry, but there are some other herbs that you can take to help increase your supply. And I'm going to go over that and get into more detail about it in another video. You need to make sure you're getting plenty of rest. I know that's really hard, especially for new moms. They say to sleep when your baby sleeps, and it's hard to know if you should sleep when they sleep, if you should eat when they sleep, if you should do some things around the house while they sleep, or anything for yourself, take a shower, anything. But what I found to be easy for me is to sleep when he sleeps at night. If Kaio's in bed at 10 o'clock that night, I'm in bed by 10:10. I don't play. I know that that's the time when he's gonna sleep the longest, so I try to make that my time for sleep. So something else you can do to help is to nurse on each side for at least 15 minutes. So you nurse on one side, nurse on the other side. I normally don't do it for 15 minutes only because he only takes about 15 minutes to eat. I do it for about 7 minutes on one side and then 7 minutes on the other side, just to be sure that I'm lactating equally on each side. You also want to make sure that you're pumping after you feed. So after your baby eats, you want to try to pump whatever excess milk is left, even if it's just a tiny bit. You still want to pump that so your body knows that, okay, I need to keep reducing. Even if it's just a little bit at first, it's going to start increasing more and more each time. I know that some moms are ready to go out and drink, But alcohol can actually decrease your milk supply. You know, going out every once in a while, that won't decrease it. I'm not saying to not go out or not drink at all, but whenever you do it excessively, it does decrease your supply. Another thing that can help is essential oils. So the essential oil lavender and fennel, that can help. So this isn't something about increasing your supply, but it is something that I found better for me. Maybe you'll find it easier too, so I just want to put it out there. I did not use a pump. I had a Medela pump, and I used it for maybe 3 days, and it stopped working. So I know that with the pump, you have to make sure you have the right size shield. I had the right size shield, but for some reason, the pump just stopped working for me. I began hand expressing. I came to realize that it was a lot faster, and I got more milk out doing that. I would get a bottle and I would just pump directly into the bottle. You can massage at the top and then easily like squeeze the milk out. Basically milking yourself like a cow, but it works. So 30 minutes of hand expressing, I would get like 8 ounces of milk, versus 30 minutes of me sitting on the pump, I would only get like 2 ounces of milk. It was a lot on my hands at first, but I got used to it eventually, and that's how I did it ever since. I haven't even touched my pump. My pump is literally collecting dust in the closet as we speak. I hope y'all found this helpful. If you did, please like the video, subscribe, share with a friend, go to my other videos. I hope y'all are having a wonderful holiday, and we'll be back soon with more.
It's been a long week, and long